Hello and welcome to this best of 3 series between Martinius and Chosen. This is game 2. Be sure to like and subscribe for more games. Let's get into it. Currently 1-0 for Martinius. And we have another super cool matchup brought out by Martinius. It is Empire into Beastmen. So, when it comes to this matchup, I feel like this matchup is relatively Beastmen favored. Just because of the specific mobility problems that Empire has. But Martin has a very interesting style called boat maxing or ship maxing, developed by himself and Scrambled Egg, which they sometimes bring a land ship and also bring a steam tank engineer, which is the case here. And yeah, it's just super hard to deal with the steam tank and a ship, though, just because of their armor, like 160 armor, omnidirectional missile block chance, crazy stuff. So let's break down the armies. We have double huntsman with a knight and a free company militia, as well as a grenade launcher going into the front. And oh my lord, I don't want to look at that way. That army is scary, man. If I saw that just in the corner of my freaking eyes, 5 Centaurs, I'd be scared for my life. And other than that, we just have a couple of state troopers as well as the great sword. Oh my god. Let's check out Chosen side of the army. Crazy stuff. Starting with freaking 5 Centaurs and then just an Ungor, Pestigor, Slangor tide. Like a Gore tide as well as a Malagor, which makes sense with Flock of Doom and a Cygor summon. Wow. So he definitely wants to just capture 3 objectives and then out of the gates just summon Cygors to potentially trade. Because he's maybe even scared of some artillery from the side of Martinius and is going to yeah, he's going to just chill, summon his Cygors, and then value trade while also potentially overwhelming Martinius. And Martinius is huge. Like, look at the cojones on Martin moving out after seeing freaking 5 Centaurs. I'd be scared shitless to move out so fast. Especially with just summoning in now with the spearmen. I guess the huntsmen are kind of invisible, so it might lure him into a false sense of security. But he does want to capture at least one objective so he doesn't bleed. And yeah, what Chosen usually likes to and what Russians generally like to do is kind of surround the box playstyle person. So if we were to go like up a bit when it comes to this, he's probably going to like surround him with both sides of the map. And thankfully, like Martin has the edge of the map here. We actually see the Cygor summon. Though I don't know, like Cygor summon to shoot into spearmen is kind of a waste, and he kind of whiffs that one. Oh, rock throw, and basically kills 2 spearmen. And yeah, kind of freaking useless, especially if he gets tar pitted. You can technically just put him into guard mode, and into guard mode he will be able to shoot into something different. And yeah, but the line shots are much more effective. Martin should actually change the unit to stand like this so he doesn't have a potential. Oh, nice dodge. What a dodge from Martin. Oh my god, that is very well played. Also, him being you can just put him in guard mode and then just make him shoot, but you have to be vigilant. As you saw, when he doesn't spam click the shooting on the Cygor, he kind of gets stuck in the unit that he's fighting in melee, so you have to maximize the value out of him. And he's like losing. He's not even using him to go and shoot. What is the Cygor doing? Where are you moving, buddy? Buddy, throw your big rock. You just reloaded. Come on. You took a big chunk out of the map. Other than that, we have a relatively okay burning head. Nothing too special, honestly. Could have been saved for the actual engagement. Though I do understand that Martin wants to kind of also use it as a trading opportunity. Though he does have the Outriders, so him going in and then just doing a volley into the Spearman is going to do way more damage than like a burning head. At least in value-wise, right? Because, ooh, that's a nasty Flock of Doom. Like hits the Outriders as well as a Huntsman and a Spearman. Going in with Malagor is also totally fine because you're kind of not really afraid. Very nice damage onto the Sentis with the support of the Huntsman. And yeah, Malagor just running in here just doesn't care. Like, you technically don't even care. Oh, he gets into the backline of Martin. And Martin summons a Reiksguard. Reiksguard is good here. Though he should not be fighting in the forest. Oh, that is a limp charge. He targeted the wrong Centigore, unfortunately, here. But they kind of do get the charge in the end, which is nice. And also getting surrounded by a Spearman unit. This is a great trade for Martin. This is a super, super good trade for Martin, basically killing that one unit of Sentis. The other unit is going to charge into the Free Company Militia, but I think that is totally fine. And he also kind of blunders this Tuskor Chariot with going in just too early. And there's another Tuskor Chariot, but it's going to be intercepted by the Empire Knights. Oh my god, nothing is going Chosen's way, except he actually turns it around with catching one of the grenade launchers. And they do stream through the Spearmen, which is going to screen them kind of badly. Oh, this is a very good play from the side of Chosen. Sending in like a shitty Ungor Spearman to tar pit something like the Reiksguard and potentially like other units that are summoned from the backline objective here. That is a very good play. And when we look at the Tuskor Chariots, they kind of the Empire Knights kind of got lured away with the other Centigore just coming in, so they charged the Empire Knight, and now they're actually doing relatively well, coming into the backline, potentially compromising this unit. Yeah, this Huntsman is basically dead. The other Huntsman, nice pigeon bomb. Did it hit anything? Kind of did a bit of damage to the Slangor. That's a very difficult spell to hit. It just takes so long for the wind up. Oh, we have a burning head over here. Let's see. Oh no, it's a whiff. It basically just tickles the back line, the backside of some of these Slangors, and they probably really like it too, because they took very little damage, but they got some pain out of it, man. So quite the unfortunate cast from the Burning Head to not KO that Slangor unit. He really did need that. Needed that unit to die, because it's very cost effective to just go into Spearmen and fight it off. Though the Master Engineer probably doing very good, actually. Just being a menace, going as a chariot into all of the infantry units, super, super good. Though, man, like Senti's great weapons, charging stuff like Reiksguard and also two chariots just stacked on them. They have armor piercing, even though they're not going to do a lot of damage. They're still going to do a double beat down on the Reiksguard. And there's also a Chaos Warhound with poison coming in to apply poison to these guys. Ooh, that is a nasty surround. And losing that Reiksguard unit to 3 units without any support. And he really needs the Spearman to saturate instantly into here and just do it. And this is so unfortunate too. This Reiksguard unit is just caught up half in the terrain, half in being very tired and just fighting a shitty Ungor Spearman. They could have been really used over here inside of the mainline fighting, right? And not being wasted, because look at the awkwardness of this fight. It's mostly Reiksguard fighting spears, and then it's like a small pocket of spears fighting the different spears. That's why they're not routing, and they're just being useless over there. That is quite the unfortunate damage. And it did look really good for Martin, but it seems that the mass mobility from the side of the Beastmen, even though they're kind of behind on value, is starting to eke out a bit of an advantage in the game now, especially with the Master Engineer being a bit lower. Him losing the Bright Wizard caster to Malagor of all things, Malagor coming in to swoop and actually kill the Bright Wizard here too. There is a sizable cavalry corps here for the side of Empire, but the problem with them is they're probably not going to be getting any sort of charges. And again, man, these Reiksguard really can't catch a break. It's another Ungor Spearman with shield, just tar pitting the hell out of them and being just annoying, so they can't go back. Reiksguard trying to charge into some dogs and some Slangors. Oh, a nice Burning Head. If there was a possibility of a freaking Burning Head over here, that would be literally catching it so well. Relatively good Pigeon Bomb, nothing to write home about, but it just did okay. Again, Sentis coming in makes complete sense here. Reiksguard trying to fight off alongside some other Reiksguard. But man, does he need like a spear unit here? And another insane Flock of Doom. Very, very nice. What is the damage on Malagor? 1500? Yes, please. He costs relatively low, so that is a very good deal when you're taking it. Though currently Martin does have a double cap with this objective and this objective. But yeah, he seems to be running out of steam kind of now. And he summons in another Empire Knight and resummons the Burning Head caster. Interesting. So he thinks with one Burning Head here, with one very well placed Burning Head, all of this can collapse. The problem then, after that, is the Centigores. What are you going to do with the Centigores? If you can't deal with the Centigores, you're kind of screwed. At least at this point in the game, because he had a bunch of cav, and this Spearman is needed ASAP over here. Charging also into the Pestigores is not the play, man, unfortunately, because that just opens you to a double back charge from like stuff like the Centigores, a Chaos Warhound of Poison, and this Burning Head ain't it. Like, sadly, it just goes down the pipe of the Empire Knights, which is fine. It does cook a bit of the Centis, but I don't know if it's good enough because there's a relatively big pocket of infantry that is just going to hold the objective. Though that Green Company Militia does kind of put the pressure onto the objective number 3, but they're going to take like a million years to capture it, which is a good long-term play. But I feel like the Beastmen can deal with it just because of their speed. And he's now stuck summoning in Spearmen. The problem with summoning in Spearmen is they're super slow. They have 26 speed. These guys are completely exhausted from fighting nothing. These guys are 30 speed. By the time they get here, the Reichsguard or the Empire Knights here are compromised. Very good charges into the Green Company Militia, compromising basically both of them. And I feel like, unfortunately, for Martin, that Chosen does have this game in the bag. This is a very good route, but these guys might actually rally because the Spearman is just so far away. They're gonna just come to the edge of the map and be like, oh, we can actually turn around. We don't need to go away. One at least routes, and the other, oh my god, look at how close. If one model goes off the map, the entire unit actually goes off the map. That is so close. And did the Steam Engineer die? No, not yet. And he got 2.7k. He basically paid for it himself. Nice shot into Malagor too, but Malagor being a Giga Chad trying to kill the Bright Wizard solo again, being 1800 value. And yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Slangors just coming in and massacring any type of infantry unit, especially if there's like especially since they're a Vanguard unit, right? You just Vanguard them here. They can murder like all of these spearmen in just droves. And now again we see a Tuskor chariot. As long as that Tuskor chariot avoids stuff like the spearmen or just tar pits them, I think the side of Beastmen is going to be fine. And yeah, he keeps isolating the Reichsguard, man. Unfortunate. He does lose the Senti charge, but again, this Ungor Spearman is just going to be annoying, applying poison from the Pesties, basically slowing them down. The Chariot is going to back charge into the Spearman, very nice charge. And Martin is kind of getting desperate now, and getting desperate on a faction like Empire is never good, just because one, they're slow, second, their mobility isn't the best, and you're just very susceptible to just being split apart, which is realistically what is exactly happening here. Like, you don't care about the Tuskor Chariot, they're over here. You still have the Master Engineer, but he's not on the point. Whenever you move on to this point, Chosen is still going to win on one objective, and he still has two. This is a pretty nice play from the Empire Knights, just charging into the Slangors and keeping this objective. But there's probably going to be a Vanguard summon of something that is going to come over here, because he has 1200. There's definitely something that is going to come here. Oh no, another whiffed Burning Head. No, if the Burning Head went directly through a Slangor, if he just waited a couple of seconds for the fighting to start and engage, I feel like a Burning Head down the pipeline of this would make him capture the objective super fast, and then he could potentially fight for the objective number 3. But in this way, you're just gonna get kited up and down, right? These Santis are gonna play catch, they're gonna charge, and then these guys are gonna charge. So one of them is gonna get this around, and the Empire Knights, however good they are, they're not gonna beat Santi's great weapons on a charge. So that is quite unfortunate, especially with an Ungor Spearman coming into the mix. And then he just has 10 seconds left, and he just caught the objective number 2. Very well played to both players. And congrats to Chosen for making it a 1-1. Super close game, even though on the points it does not look like that. I think that that one Ungor unit going to the back and stopping the Reichsguard and a Spearman from coming in, and potentially like a different unit as well, coming to support the rest of the fighting, that Reichsguard, man, was really needed in the mainline engagement. So let's check out some value. And also, like, the Burning Head's kind of whiffed. Yeah, look at the... No, look at the damage dealt gold value on the caster. He did 500. You usually expect, like, triple that on a Firehead caster into something like Beastmen. Everything dies to a Burning Head, but so many were whiffed or dodged this game that, yeah, that was the missing piece for basically Martin. That one Reichsguard and this guy getting like 1000 more value, and he even had a demi. Very interesting that he never summoned in the demi. He potentially just felt like he couldn't wait long enough when it comes to the value, and just kept summoning in something that is cheaper. But that is definitely a trap that you run into relatively how do you say, you always run into that trap when you're playing the game, because you're like, oh, I need something right now, and then you're stuck summoning in bad priority units when you actually need something potentially like a demi halberd. Like a demi halberd, nothing on this entire roster beats a demi halberd, right? Only the throwing axes and only the spearmen. If you avoid those things, you can like take on a head charge from Santis and absolutely demolish them. So yeah, unfortunate. So yeah, the tank paid for himself. All the spearmen just held there. Ooh, Huntsman did not do that well. Damn, crazy value on the Empire Knight. Same with the grenade launcher, very well played. Swordsman, fine. Rest of the spearmen were just there to hold. Again, they all make sense. Very nice on one of the company militia, and Reichsguard did just fine. Unfortunate that the Demi never got to see play. Oh my god, terrible value on those. Yeah, these guys were the ones probably holding up the backline Reichsguard unit. And then it's just Santis for days, man. Look at these guys. These guys charge anything. Like great weapon Santis are so good into Empire, just because of the damage. And yeah, Tuskor Chairs, they did get someone in twice, so they didn't really do that well, but not bad either. And yeah, great weapon Santis, super annoying for Empire to deal with. 900 on the throwing axes, and he even had a Manticore for some terror in the later game. Great plays from both sides. Super interesting matchup to see. This is like a classic one. I still give it a lot to the Beastmen, especially depending on like how they play. If we play the mobility game, I definitely say that the Beastmen have an advantage. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the exciting game 3 in the series. Let's go.